Ah yes, the Pika Loops. A combo that you'll take 60 from while you watch completely helplessly. For many players, this feels like a glorified cutscene, and after you've seen it the first dozen times, you wonder if there'll ever be a skip feature implemented so you can just get back into the action. But let me tell you this right now. The defeatist attitude that many people have when it comes to this combo is exactly why Pikachu players are able to land it so consistently. Most players, when fighting a Pika for the first couple times, will do this. They get grabbed at 0, they DI left or right, more or less completely at random. The Pikachu player has to react to this, but it's not that difficult. That's one place where the Pika player has a chance to make a mistake. Then, once they get regrabbed, they'll think, oh, my last DI didn't work, let me try the other one. This is what basically every reasonable person does if they don't have a lot of Pikachu experience, so for me as a Pika player, it's great. It happens so reliably that I can basically just read the DI and not have to bother reacting. After the down throw loops stop working, the up tilt into Nair loops are a similar idea, and people will generally just pick a direction and hold it until the combo stops working. That gives the Pikachu player one more opportunity to make a mistake while following the initial DI, but makes performing the rest of the combo basically autopilot, and ensures that you'll take the full 60 damage or more. So, what are you supposed to do? If a Pikachu player can cover any DI, is there even any point in trying to escape? No, not at all. Please just let me keep getting my full combo literally with my eyes closed. Okay, so in case you didn't catch on to what I was hinting at, there isn't a way to reliably escape this combo by making it untrue. The way to minimize your damage is by maximizing the number of opportunities that the Pikachu player can make a mistake. If you've watched any streams of me practicing the loops, you'll probably notice that I tend to mess it up way more often in practice than in tournament. This isn't because I'm playing much better in tournament than in practice, and in fact, usually the opposite is true. The reason I mess up in practice so much is because the way that my practice dummy is set up, I have about 20 opportunities to make a mistake, while against people who just give up easily, there are really only 1 or 2 opportunities, as I talked about earlier. You may have heard before that the perfect way to play rock, paper, scissors is to be completely and truly random. Similarly with the Nair loops, the best course of action every time you're hit by the launcher is to just try to not be predictable. And trust me, that's hard. There was a video that YouTube recommended to me recently that basically demonstrates how people are awful at making truly random sequences. And despite the fact that this video is completely unrelated to Smash, it can help explain why actual humans are so much easier to hit with this combo than a perfectly random machine. Okay, so back to Pikachu's Nair. We've established that you're bad at being random, but over the small sample size of maybe 6 or so throws and tilts, if you can demonstrate that you're at least random enough to not go into the obvious pattern of, oh, I got hit, better go the opposite way this time, then you send me into reaction mode. So in that case, every time I throw you or up tilt you, I have to react to which way you're DIing, giving me a total of 6 or so opportunities to make a mistake, depending on how long the combo lasts on your character. There's another way to force mistakes on the drag down part, and that's with SDI. For the first iteration of the loop, up tilt won't have enough hits done to actually combo into the right hit of Nair, so what I need to do as Pikachu is grab you and combo with down throw instead. If you're heavy, I would have to do 3 down throws at 0, and for a light character only 1. Now, if you're not SDIing at all, Pikachu has full control over which side you'll end up on, making the grab pretty easy to hit. However, if you're SDIing to one side or the other, you force me to react to the direction that you're going, and do either a turnaround grab or a standing grab. A move that's frame 3 or faster could catch the Pikachu hesitating as they try to react to which side you landed on, but if you don't have something that fast, your best bet is to just roll or spot dodge. Or if you're feeling really bold, you can gamble on the Pikachu just grabbing in the wrong direction, and hit them with your own combo starter. Now, after the down throws aren't required and the Pikachu gets into the up tilt part of the loop, turning around is sometimes necessary and sometimes not. I don't fully understand it, but I think that if the Pikachu is frame perfect on their drag down Nair, they can up tilt in either direction and it'll still hit. But if not, the Pikachu needs to have their back towards you in order for the up tilt to be true. Again, you can mix up which side of the Pikachu you're going to end up on by SDIing either left or right, so that's a few more opportunities to get out. I would recommend holding shield as soon as you hit the ground, since that'll block the up tilt if it's on the wrong side. If you're trying to make it as hard executionally as possible for the Pikachu, trying to end up in front of them is usually better, because turnaround up tilt is a little bit harder to execute than a standing one. Last but not least, if you're near the end of the combo, choosing to DI in on up tilt can make it end earlier, especially if you're underneath the platform. So in total, there are about 13 situations during the combo where the Pikachu player might make a mistake. All of these can be avoided on reaction by the Pikachu player, but players aren't perfect and do make mistakes. That's why top players will spend loads of time in training mode, making sure that we make as few mistakes as possible, but even then they still happen. You as the combo victim are much better off forcing us to play the game on hard mode instead of on easy mode. And that's something that you can take away from this video and apply to as many situations in the game as possible. Just because something is true no matter what, doesn't mean you should just let the player get it easily. Smash is a game with a lot going on at once, and the more you force your opponent to think about, the more likely they are to make a mistake, even if it's a simple execution one. And if you want to avoid the same happening to you, work as hard as you can to make all of your executions second nature. Anyway, sorry if you were hoping that I had some kind of secret to escaping the combo after one iteration, but sometimes you just have to take what you can get in terms of counterplay. And the next time someone's hitting you with a long combo, instead of sitting there thinking about how brain dead the character is, maybe instead consider ways that you could force them to work as hard as possible for that damage. As always, thanks for watching.